here we are in round 2, and we've definitely got to keep here. Sand is sweet. We're on the draw, so we'll see what our opponent is up to. Probably going for a turn 3 Sky Spawner over the Infiltrator would be my guess for us. But you know, I could be dissuaded. My opponent has a very aggressive start here. Play the Infiltrator first, and then the Sky Spawner a little bit later. All right, what is this? The 1/2. Whenever you play allies, yeah. Okay, so that card I find just sort of wholly unthreatening. It's just very rarely able to attack, and the ability is very good, but you really have to have a ton of allies. All right, well, it looks like our opponent did it, so that's not bad. They get to hit us for 2, gain 1, and then keep their guy back on defense. Not bad. So I think I am going to go ahead and run out the Sky Spawner here. Though having the Blight Herder in hand, maybe it's better for me to play the Infiltrator, because then I get 2 hits in with the Infiltrator. Yeah, actually I'm going to go ahead and do that. Play the Infiltrator first. It blocks, you know, the 2/3 at least. And then we get to get in 2 hits to land our Blight Herder on turn 5 and get the bonus 1/1 tokens. But our opponent's deck looks so far pretty sweet. Like, the thing with the rally deck is you need things to really go your way to make it great. You know, like there's like no guarantee that you're going to hit all of the rally creatures that you want. All right, well, our opponent's got a very good aggressive deck, it looks like. Here we're just going to go ahead and play the Sky Spawner, and we are going to hit in, because I do want to hit the Blight Herder on next turn. Like, Blight Herder will shut down sort of everything our opponent's doing. If they go for like a real big what do we hit here? All right, well, they hit their landfall, so that's pretty bad for us. So we're gonna put the Scion token probably in front of the Great Horn. All right, not bad, our opponent. And the question is, do I want to trade off the Sky Spawner? It only saves me 1 point and takes away a flying threat of mine, so I think I'd rather not do that. At the same time, we're going to be under quite a bit of pressure, and like removing the rally trigger could be beneficial for us. Opponent has 3 cards in hand, and our hand is full of sort of good stuff, so I'm gonna make the trade here. See, it may seem, you know, like I'm giving away one of my better cards for one of my opponent's worst cards, which is true. But at the same time, ugh, Endless One? Come on. All right, well, yeah, Endless One is actually a big problem for us. So we're going to go ahead and swing in, and we're just going to be on, I think, chump duty on that guy. I really don't want to trade it for the Blight Herder. Yeah, like trading it for the Blight Herder makes me have bad blocks on all this other stuff going on. But chumping forever is also not a great idea. At least next turn we can unnatural aggression away like the Great Horn rather. This is interesting. What does this mean? Is there a white-black landfall card? I'm scared. It has to be instant speed in white or black. I guess there's the +2/+2 white pump spell. I don't know what this means. I think I'm going to chump here. If I block here and get blown out, it's pretty bad. I could just take 2. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take 2. I just like so nervous, like not knowing the formats well enough, that, yeah, I just don't feel super comfortable about running something out here. Okay, so well, this guy's not an ally, so holy cow. What's going to happen? Oh my god. This is going to be insane. Our opponent got some of the great rally cards that we saw go by. And their deck looks really good. I actually really like what they're doing. I'm kind of jealous. All right, well, Blister Pod was a decent draw, so at least I can cast it. All right. I could also play Bane of Balagad, but I don't want to like trade Bane for Endless One. I'd rather just do this. So when you gain life, I gains flying. Okay. So I think I want to hold the Unnatural Aggression and fire that off sort of whenever. I'm going to keep the Infiltrator back to block this turn. None of our current cards really care so much about the ingest, and we can do that if we really need to. Plus, our opponent's putting on some really great stuff right now, so we should be pretty careful about how we proceed. Okay, so our opponent's going for the landfall trigger. I'm going to respond with the Unnatural Aggression here. And maybe this is greedy, because if they do have the combat trick, then this will blow me out. Oh, they got something. Yeah. Dang. Dang. That's real good. Yeah. That is real good. So, yeah, I was a little bit greedy there. Maybe I should have just mowed it down when I had the chance. Because now I'm going to be chumping with quite a few creatures. That's an interesting attack. All right. If my opponent has another trick, then so be it. If they have another trick, then, like, yeah, we're just dead. 4 damage to target crack. Okay, so that's pretty good for our opponent. We're pretty dead, I think. Yeah, giving them the like sweet March from the Tomb. Like we put those cards there, so that was pretty poor of us. As far as what our opponent is gonna do against us this turn, they have no cards in hand, so playing Bane of Balagad like does buy me some time, I guess. Could also just play Brood Monitor, but I think I'd rather get the Bane down. I should have attacked for one. Getting the Bane down at least means that my opponent has to be a little bit careful about what they swing with. Because we can like, actually, we might just be dead actually. So let's see, chump, block, and then I eat this, and then take 3. Well, okay, so we're not dead, but if our opponent has some a follow-up play here, we're pretty dead. Yeah, just the Endless One. Yeah, I feel comfortable enough to block here. I'm gonna put 4 bodies on the battlefield next turn. Can I make this attack? It seems super greedy. My opponent probably just sacrifices 2 lands because like they've got a lot of threats. But if I make the attack and they sacrifice 2 lands, then like we're already dead to this thing being a flyer. If our opponent gets any rally triggers, we die. Because they ping us with this, and then yeah. So I think I can't just sit here and block forever. So I am gonna make this attack here. It seems kind of crazy for me to do this. Well, actually, I guess my opponent can like double block here, but at least that removes one of my opponent's bigger threats. Oh, jeez, no, they got a smite. They're gonna smite us here. I guess they would have smited us if we blocked anyway. All right, so okay, they sacked that lance. All right, they didn't have the smite, so that's good for us. Brood Monitor gives us chumps across the board, pretty much, which is fine. We can survive on chumps, but if our opponent hits that rally trigger, then we're dead. No. All right. Well, let's see if they see it. Can't imagine they won't. Yep. Yep. We're very dead. Yep. Okay, so that was rough for us. We didn't hit the white mana we needed to call our opponent's board, and like our processing like actually made our opponent's creatures way scarier. I think I want some more beef. I think our 1/1s are like not so good in this match. Um, yeah, so maybe like cut like an Eyeless Watcher or something. From Beyond seems fine. And our Gnarlid seems fine. Um, Plummet might also be worth a consideration. We saw at least the one creature that gained flying. And like if this deck has the black white 2/3 flyer, which I assume it does, Plummet is fine, but is also like not amazing. Yeah, let's try. I guess I want to cut something else. What do I want to cut? Um, hmm. Maybe one of the sheer drops. Sheer drop seems good. This Watcher seems fine. I don't know. Maybe just bring in one Baloth and cut like a Lifespring Druid. I don't know. Like the ramp is really good for us. So maybe it's just something like the Snapping Gnarlid. We're not gonna beat the beatdown. Yeah, I think that's fine. We're gonna be on the play here, so we'll be able to like curve into things. We love to play first. Yeah, seems fine. Got Lumbering Falls turn 1, Gnarlid turn 2, and then either Watcher or a Natural Aggression on turn 3. Seems fine. We just want to hit some lands for a few turns here. Right. From Beyond is also a sweet draw. So we're gunning for some land drops. All right, sorry. I guess I can't play Eyeless Watcher this turn, but all right. So do I want to kill this thing? I think the answer is no. I think I just want to hit my opponent for 3. So I've got attacks this turn and attacks next turn with this guy. I can play Watcher next turn, From Beyond the following turn, and I have like the processor already. See what my opponent plays here. Nothing. All right. Play the Infiltrator this turn, which turns the processor on. I think what I'd rather do is just hit my opponent for another 3. They may snap off a removal spell here, in which case I may change what I decide to do. All right. I'm going to just land From Beyond. I think it's a hard card for our opponent to interact with, and we're not facing any pressure now, so it seems like a safe time to deploy it. And like this is a card that will take the game away, I think. All right, and that's a much better fight target for our Unnatural Aggression. And yes, our opponent gets to trigger there, but all right, cool. Land would be great. Did not draw land. Drew a 4/4 though. Like I can 2-for-1 myself here. Actually, I can activate this. Yeah, actually this seems kind of cool, right? Sack. Activate this. Get my white fixing. Get another green source. Put those into play. Bump this thing a lot. And then just beat my opponent for 4. That way next turn I have like a lot of options open. I can like play Watcher and a Natural Aggression, or I'm just on one shot. I can play Infiltrator and a Natural Aggression. Sorry, yeah, seems fine. Pulling way ahead on mana seems really good in this stage of the game. And like yes, our opponent gets to drain us for quite a bit, but I think at this point we can afford that. Like we'll take this off the board in a second, but at this point I think getting getting ahead on mana is going to be really good for us. Like once we can start playing 2 spells a turn, I think we're in a very good spot. All right, Sky Spawner. Sky Spawner doesn't really do what I want to be doing. I think I just want to slam the 4/4 this turn and hit my opponent for 2. So at least next turn I can Unnatural Aggression down the Emissary. Yeah, we're drawing a removal spell out. That's actually really good for us. Looks like our opponent might be crimped on mana a little bit. Okay. Probably going to pick at us for 2 here. Oh, they have another play? Oh, Bone Splinters, man. Wow. Opponent's deck is sweet. I really like our opponent's deck. All right, now we're in actually some pretty big trouble. We need to come up with a solution here. So I don't think the landfall trigger here matters. So our opponent has no cards in exile, so I don't really want to be doing anything like that. I think what I just want to do here is play the Sky Spawner and the Infiltrator. Because then next turn I can play the Processor to get us back up. So yeah, let's play our planes. Let's play the Sky Spawner. And I could play the Infiltrator and hold up a Forest, but that's like really suspect, like sacking an Eldrazi Scion. So I think I'm just gonna play it out. And like, yes, we're gonna like take another point here, and go to 6. But like having the option next turn of gaining 5, like our opponent could kill us potentially. It would be really impressive, but it's possible. Whenever you gain life, oh man, ooh, that's scary. So we need to kill a lot of stuff next turn. All right, let's go ahead and swing in. Probably with both. I'm gonna kill the Emissary this turn, so we may as well get in for the damage. Okay, so now I'm gonna play the Processor. We want to leave a green mana open for the fight spell. Okay, sweet. And our opponent's tapped out here. I could fight down their 4/4, but I think I'd rather just fight down the Emissary. I think the Emissary is actually like a bigger clock on us. All right. Now I feel okay. I don't feel great, but I feel okay. Getting this guy off the field would be a big deal too, the healer. But at least we have a big threat. And like the problem is that if our opponent serves this turn, like I don't know what I'd do because I probably want to block, but at the same time, like they already have the Smite the Monstrous. Jeez. So we're taking 5 down to 5. Good news is we're gonna be able to mount a defense pretty easily. Bad news is these ally triggers will kill us eventually. So let's start off by hitting our opponent. And let's just follow up with the Brood Monitor. Because of From Beyond, we can sort of put chump blocks on this guy indefinitely, and we can block the healer. Nice. So we're pretty dead. Like we need a removal spell for this guy now, and yeah, we just don't have it. At least we can chump block it with the Sky Spawner for a turn. But we have a very slow clock on our opponent, and they just need to find 4 more allies. And their deck looks really well equipped to dealing with us. So this thing just has hexproof, right? Green blue with hexproof. So I can sack this to get an Eldrazi card. I don't think we have anything worth getting anymore. The Ruin Processor was our big gambit, I think. Like, as far as what's in our deck, we played the Brood Monitor. We have the 4/5 that gets us more tokens, but like I don't think that that's that great. I'm gonna go ahead and play out the Eyeless Watcher here and serve with their ingest guy. At least this way, currently, if our opponent attacks with the 5/5, we can double block with the Brood Monitor and the Lumbering Falls, which, you know, is something. We can also just try to go around, right? Our opponent now has 3 blockers, so they block like these 3, and they're taking, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Scions, so it's like not quite enough to kill them yet, but we're getting to the point where that's a possibility. So we should be looking for that out. But our opponent's deck is super sweet. All right, well that's good. That's at least just a threat that's not an ally. So this is buying us a couple more turns. The question is, do we want to sack our From Beyond to get our 4/5? And I think the answer is yes. We could also, Ruination Guide. Holy cow. I didn't even think of Ruination Guide. Is that too greedy? Like, we just win, right? I think we just win. Super greedy. I don't know what 2-mana spells I have to worry about in the format, but I think I wanted to go for it. Opponent has 4 blockers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. It's a big gambit, but I'm going to go for it. I just don't think we have any time to wait anymore. So if I'm going to go for it, I may as well activate the Lumbering Falls, because if I attack with everything, I'm not going to have enough to hold back their team anyway. So let's go for the big attack here. Nice. All right. Whew. Yeah, I forgot all about the Ruination Guide. All right. So we're on the draw now, which is a lot tougher for us. I think I like the Plummet. Some more. We saw the targets for it, and it's a cheap, efficient removal spell. What looked poor in this one? I think Eyeless Watcher did actually look a little bit poor. It just was chump blocking most of the time. I might want a second Baloth in just to like protect us on the ground, but it's like a very aggressive card and one that we like can't really get too much with. Maybe I want the second Gnarlid in just to block in the early game. Like, blocks that 1/2, which, like, whatever. But I think that's okay. Probably can cut a Lifespring Druid. I think having the additional card and, like, the fact that Lifespring Druid is just never going to block seems all right. Yeah, let's go for this. I think this looks fine. All right. It's a pretty sketchy hand. I'm going to keep it. If our opponent has like the fast start, they're on 6 right now, but if they have a fast start, then we're in a pretty bad spot. But we have all of our colors, and we have like Eyeless Watcher, which I just said was probably one of our weaker cards in the matchup. But you know, we have a 4-drop and all of our colors. So yeah, how bad can it be? And we have 2 processors at this point, which is really bad for us because we don't have our only ingest creature. If we draw it this turn, though, that's fine. All right, we drew Anticipate, which is okay. So I think I'm going to pass and Anticipate. Like, we could hit Blister Pod, but I don't want to hit Blister Pod. Whoops. I want to turn off auto yields. Like, yeah, I mean, like, I could search for Blister Pod and play Blister Pod. It's the only 1-mana card in our deck. But Blister Pod in this matchup seems really, really bad. Blister Pod in our deck doesn't even seem great, but it's fine. Okay, so our opponent probably didn't have an ally. Nice. Let's anticipate. Blade Cataract. Oh, well, we hit the Infiltrator. Cataract would have been good too, but getting the Infiltrator online this turn seems pretty good for us, actually. It blocks. It is going to start getting us in, and like next turn we could just play the Blight Herder and not get our value, which like seems like, oh, why would I do that? And I might not do that. I might play the Watcher instead, just because it just takes another turn. They're repping a trick, so do I respect it? They have 5 cards. Yeah, whatever. They have the trick. They have the trick. Okay, that's fine. Like, we have to get that trick out of their hand eventually. Ooh, Royal Spout. Royal Spout's very good. I'm gonna go ahead and play out the Blight Herder this turn. We don't get the bonus, but it's gonna hold back our opponent's creatures for now. And then once we hit one more land, we can Royal Spout and then really get going here. Looks like our opponent's having a little bit of mana trouble. Maybe. All right. Well, they got the Smite. So our opponent's not having that bad of a day. Pecking away at us ever so slowly. Land. Sheer Drop. Land again. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and play out our Watcher here. We'll trade away 2/3 of it for this card. Like our opponent's had some trouble. Because we get to either Awaken Royal Spout next turn or Awaken Sheer Drop, either of which seems fine. They have another trick, like they just have the other trick. I just like, I don't even know what to say if our opponent has another trick. All right, well, it's fine. Again, like, we just need to hit some lands here, and then I think we'll be fine. All right, well, there's land number 1. So let's Royal Spout with Awaken this guy. You don't need the second planes. And yeah, we'll take 3 this turn, but we'll untap with a 4/4 that we can fight, to fight down one of their cards. Yep. Though I don't think I want to fight it down. I could though. All right, so this puts us 13. Land. So I could. Okay, so I can't Sheer Drop. So I think what I want to do is just cast the Snapping Gnarlid and leave up Unnatural Aggression this turn. I could attack. No, I don't want to attack. Yeah. They pass here. All right, I'm gonna Unnatural Aggression down the core, and now I feel pretty okay about where we are. Still don't have a great attack, but I think I am gonna attack so that I can open up Sheer Drop next turn, and I'll just pass. Could use another land for our 7-mana creatures. Destroy target enchantment. That's fine. Probably our opponent wants to get in here. Nope. All right. I'm gonna attack with the Gnarlid. I'm gonna leave the planes back because we're gonna go for the Bane of Balaged, I think, this turn. Actually, what did they? The Castigators exiled. Okay. We'll kill this guy. Wait, the Castigator is exiled? Why is the Castigator exiled? What did our opponent do? Whatever. I think playing the Bane of Balaget is better anyway. Just a big, disgusting threat that's very difficult to answer. Are they gonna buy back all their guys? Oh, it's just the one. Okay, so that's actually not. Yeah, I guess the problem with our opponent's draw this game is that they just haven't hit a lot of creatures. So us sort of being able to lay the beat down is like kind of rough on them. All right. Do I want to trade this Plains away? I think the answer is yes. So our opponent's going to exile 2 lands, and then we get to processor them. And probably they just, just jump. Ooh, interesting. So we're going to see some sort of spell here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Pretty good. Follow up with the Ruin Processor. And I'm not going to give them something to buy back. But I feel okay, about where we are. We have 2 removal spells in hand, one of which has Awaken. Plummet takes care of a lot of our opponent's problem permanents. So don't feel too terrible. Put our opponent to 3 here. Yep, let's see what they got. Well, they got chump blocks at least. Don't think that's going to be enough. And they could have hit us for 2 there. Because their guy had Vigilance. But let's just go ahead and send in the cavalry. Yeah, they got to go chump. Go ahead and play our land. And see what they can come up with. I think we probably got it. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. We'll move on to round 3 shortly.